Hatikva, the Israeli anthem. After this, our ambassador would like to address you, followed by a speech by Honorable Minister Christopher Finlayson. So, welcome Anita, please take the stage.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Honourable Christopher Finlayson, Minister of Culture and Heritage, Attorney General, Excellencies, Ambassadors and High Commissioners, Honorable Heads of Diplomatic Missions, Members of Parliament, colleagues of the New Zealand's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, distinguished leaders of the Jewish community, members of the resident Israeli community, my collaborators at the Israeli Embassy in Wellington, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, Bruchim Habayim, welcome one and all. Allow me to begin by saying that I would have liked to be able to pronounce at least a part of my greetings in Maori. Nevertheless, since I've only arrived in Aotearoa 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, almost, it was 2 months when I wrote it, time was not sufficient to acquire this ability. I hope that next year things will be different. We've gathered here to commemorate Israel's 65 years of independence, though the proper time would have been some 4 months ago. Nevertheless, as you are all aware, my predecessor, Ambassador Truth, left before the date, and consequently, the official celebration had to be postponed. And so here we are today, a week before the Jewish New Year. In my view, the proximity of this major holiday can't be ignored. It is during the observance of this special period that we are called upon to reflect upon the passing year and to think ahead about the future. It is time of soul searching and drawing a very profound spiritual balance sheet. Tonight, allow me to share with you the balance sheet of our relations with New Zealand, as well as where we find ourselves looking forward to our next anniversary. It is my firm belief that Israel and New Zealand have embarked on a path that will lead us towards strengthening our bilateral ties. Over the last year, various distinguished personalities from New Zealand visited Israel. Among them, we recall those of former Minister Macaulay, as well as a delegation of members of Parliament and the Mayor of Christchurch. More recently, a distinguished member of the Israeli Knesset, Ruth Calderon, visited us here in Wellington and in Auckland. Furthermore, high-level meetings between officials from both countries have also taken place both here and there. Without a doubt, one of the most important developments this year has been the invitation extended to us to participate in the launching of the Small Advanced Economies Initiative. It is a clear recognition not only of Israel's economic and technological progress and capabilities, but also of our role as a relevant partner and collaborator. Let me assure you that we attach great importance to this initiative and are willing to do our utmost in order to advance its success. The increasing number of visits by professionals in the area of science and high-tech testify to the growing awareness of the mutual benefits that these ties can bring about. The fabric of our ties is enriched by Kiwis and Israelis getting to know each other in different manners. I wish to recall at this point the visit by some 20 high school teachers from New Zealand, whom I was fortunate enough to meet at the Holocaust Museum in Yad Vashem. I believe their journey to our country and their visit to that shrine dedicated to the darkest chapter of our history has made them the perfect candidates to ensure that the younger generation here in New Zealand better understand us. We are delighted to witness the growing ties between high school students in Paula Ben-Gurion School in Ness Ziona in Israel and Linwood College in Christchurch. These youngsters prove that technology can conquer distance and that by dominating the modern tools it provides, they can get to know and appreciate each other's background, culture, and interests. In sports, the mission of the rugby coaches has proved very beneficial to our still developing rugby scene. I am certain their expertise contributed to recent successes by our national team. We in Israel are not surprised by the success of the Working Holiday Visa Program. In fact, we earnestly hope that more Kiwis will take advantage of it, so together we can get to know each other much better. It is our hope that together we can extend this platform for many more people and thus build an additional bridge between our two countries. Let me assure you that all the Israelis who have come back after visiting this country have become eloquent spokespeople for New Zealand. Ladies and gentlemen, it is no secret that the Middle East is still fraught with worrisome perils and is going through turbulent and stormy times. Recent events in Syria demonstrate the level of cruelty that dangerous regimes are capable of unleashing. In light of these occurrences, Israel will act responsibly and judicially and will not be dragged by dangerous provocations. The voices emanating from Tehran are a cause for serious concern. Therefore, Israel will continue to raise its voice in order to alert our friends around the globe of the threat that is lurking from beyond our borders. We sincerely hope that the international community will maintain its pressure to convince Iran to change course. Dear friends, the approaching Jewish New Year generates a litany of great hopes for change and progress. Our greatest hope is to be able to stand here this time next year and usher in a new era of hope and the end of the conflict that has afflicted us for so many decades. Shalom, the Hebrew word for peace, stems from the root shalem, or complete. It is therefore natural for us to strive in order to achieve this goal of being whole, namely, live in peace. A few weeks ago, we and our Palestinian neighbors returned to the negotiating table. The road towards peace is not short, nor does it promise to be smooth. Nevertheless, we are ready to do our part and hope that our Palestinian neighbors approach this new opportunity with the same commitment and the same spirit. Peace is certainly within our reach. It is the same spirit of hope and commitment that will characterize our efforts in the bilateral area. We look forward to consolidate our relations in the political as well as in the economic fields. We believe that in the coming year, Israeli and New Zealand business people will extend their hands across the oceans and seas and build a new partnership based on knowledge and technology. I am convinced that our two countries can advance towards concluding the negotiations on film co-production agreement. Such an accord will surely open a new window of opportunities for the film industries in both New Zealand and in Israel. We're extremely pleased that the Batsheva Dance Company, one of our most prestigious artistic groups, will participate in the upcoming New Zealand International Art Festival. Dear friends, allow me to take this opportunity and on behalf of all of us at the Israeli Embassy, wish you and your loved ones Shana Tova, happy and healthy New Year. In concluding, may I ask you to join me in a toast to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of New Zealand, to the government and people of New Zealand. Thank you very much. L'chaim.
Rorangatirama tēnei taku mihi atu kia koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Your Excellency, your staff and families of the Embassy, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am very honoured and privileged to join you this afternoon in celebrating the 65th anniversary of the creation of the modern State of Israel, and may I offer best wishes from the government and the people of New Zealand. May I also use this opportunity to welcome you, Ambassador, and your family to New Zealand. I hope you've enjoyed your first few months in our city and that you're settling into life here. Israel and New Zealand have a long-standing relationship, one that dates back to New Zealand's support for Israel's foundation as a state 65 years ago. Since then, New Zealand has consistently supported Israel's right to peace and security as part of our balanced approach to the Middle East peace process. This is demonstrated by our ongoing commitment to providing peacekeepers in the region for more than 55 years. Our commitment to you is also underpinned by our support for a workable two-state solution for Israel and the Palestinians. The New Zealand Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Murray McCully, was in Israel just recently, and he was there to discuss latest developments in the peace process with Prime Minister Netanyahu and to reaffirm New Zealand's strong support for Secretary Kerry's initiatives. We have been very pleased to see talks resume, and we certainly share the Ambassador's hope that peace is within reach. I also want to use this opportunity to mention that New Zealand shares Israel's deep concerns for the ongoing situation in Syria and the impact it's having in the region, as well as the nature of Iran's nuclear program and support for international terrorism. We were delighted when Israel reopened its embassy here in Wellington in 2010. And I want to acknowledge the former Ambassador Shemit Sur for his hard work and his dedication to furthering our relationship. The past 3 years have shown us the excellent potential that exists for building on trade and economic links, our collaboration in science and innovation, and the links between our people. Science and innovation is a particular strength in our bilateral relationship. The Prime Minister's Chief Science Advisor, Sir Peter Gluckman, is a regular visitor to Israel. We also work closely with Israel in the Small Advanced Economy setting, and we thank Israel for its very valuable contributions to that discussion. There is strong interest in Israel's innovative and successful business incubator model. New Zealand also has the foundation of a high standard of education and raw human talent that were key building blocks for Israel's prosperous tech and startup-driven economy. Israel has encouraged a culture of intellectual drive, of hard work and entrepreneurship, which we in New Zealand admire and are very keen to learn from. In this vein, we were pleased to see Mr. Oren Gernstein, one of Israel's most successful incubator business people, back here in New Zealand recently to work with AUT and New Zealand government agencies. We also see opportunities to develop the trade and economic relationship in niche high-tech sectors. Building momentum on the New Zealand side to match Israel's enthusiasm will be a key step towards taking advantage of these opportunities. And New Zealand Inc. is working to build a stronger network in both countries through which to facilitate the relationship. We look forward to working closely with the government and the Embassy of Israel to further this important work. Increasing connections between our people is also very, very important. We're glad that many young Israelis are taking opportunities to come and work in New Zealand under the Working Holiday Scheme. This scheme is important in helping us to learn more about each other's cultures. As Minister of Arts, Culture and Heritage, I am really delighted that New Zealand and Israel are currently negotiating a film co-production agreement. We're also thrilled to see that Israel appears keen to learn from New Zealand's sporting culture. Last year, the New Zealand Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, the Government of Israel and the Palestinian Authority organised rugby coaching clinics in Israel and the West Bank for local players and coaches. They don't seem to require our expertise with cricket. Nor I would think that they need the Australian expertise. We certainly hope these clinics can be replicated again, not only to support the development of rugby in the region, but also further to strengthen ties between our countries. In recognition of our long-standing friendship, it's therefore my privilege, on behalf of the Government of New Zealand, to propose a toast to His Excellency President Shimon Peres, to the Embassy and to the people of Israel.
Thank you very much, Minister, for being here this evening. We know how busy you are. This was the official part of our ceremony. We do hope that you will stay with us a little bit longer and enjoy some of our Israeli wine and some New Zealand wine. And we look forward to seeing you again next year. Thank you.